Welcome back. It is Friday, June 14th in the MLB, and my three favorite picks are on the way. What's going on, everyone? It's Logan from Calling Our Shot, here to make some money on Friday going into the weekend. Let's finish out the week strong. In terms of yesterday, I'm recording this video early. So a full disclosure, I'm recording it Friday night. I do not know how our last play turns out, but I'll go ahead and do a recap as of now. We're 0-1-1. We had the hit parlay of the day. Brian Reynolds got his hit. I'm waiting on a Shohei Ohtani hit. If it comes, it comes. Please, Shohei, we need that one. And then we had Pittsburgh on the money line. Pirates, they lost a close game in that one. I have no regrets on that pick. They had every chance to win that game. They just couldn't pull it out. And then the one that's frustrating, very frustrating, but we'll take a push, was the Orioles and Braves over 9. Yeah, of course, they end right on 9. I think they went like 4 for 25 with runners in scoring position. Absolutely insane how they could not get one more run across the plate. But you know what? That was our 2-unit play. We got a push on that one. A push obviously is better than a loss, so I never really complain about a push. But really, if you watch that game, if you know that game, it felt like that one really should have been a win. So again, the recap is TBD because I don't know how we finish out the night. Hopefully Ohtani does get it done. But I will obviously update the record once the full night goes final. But I have to record this video early because I am moving. So I won't be able to record at my normal time in the morning and do the research. So I decided to sit down Thursday night and hammer out these picks and hammer out this video for us. But it is Friday, and I want the Friday vibes to be high. So there's a $25 giveaway opportunity on the line. How do you enter this giveaway? Well, number one, be subscribed to our channel. Go down, hit that subscribe button. And number two, I want you guys to go down into the comments and tell me, if you were to risk 2 units of your own money today, what is your most confident play? I really do want to know. And the $25 giveaway will be active if I do not have a winning day today. So it's kind of, I'm betting against myself. I'm putting my reputation on the line. I'm saying, hey, if my picks don't go positive, I'll give away $25. So all you got to do is go down in the comments and let me know what you would be most confident on putting 2 units on. And the reason I mention that is because I'm rolling with another 2-unit play, but I have to start it out, as we always do, with the parlay of the day. We'll be posted later sometime Friday morning. Obviously, I'm going to craft it up Friday night, make sure some of these hitters are likely to be in the lineup again. I don't control these lineups, but I have a pretty good idea of who I'm going to roll with today in the hitter parlay. So definitely check that out. The link will be updated in the video comment, and it will also be posted on Twitter once we do get that one live. Now let's talk about our second pick of the day. It's going to be the 2-unit play. Yesterday, we got a push. Obviously, I wanted a win. Felt like it should have been a win, but I'm going back to the scene of the push. We're going back to Camden, and I'm taking the Orioles on the money line, minus 126 odds on FanDuel is your best value. Now, this one could change. This value could change as the day goes on. I'm sending out these plays to our COS All-Stars and our DubClub. I don't know what the Orioles money line will be by the time you're watching this video. It could be minus 130, could be minus 115, and I got terrible CLV. But I still am rolling with the Orioles, the Orange Birds in this one, and I'm putting 2 units on this. My new strategy to betting baseball and trying to get us out of this rut is to pick my favorite play of the day, put 2 units on it, and also have other 1-unit plays to supplement that. And if we have a really good day, it can be amplified by me choosing my favorite bet of the day. My favorite bet of today is the Orioles on the money line. I like the Orioles to get game 1 of this series against a struggling Phillies team. Look, guys, you see in the background, see that red P on the helmet? That means I'm a Phillies fan. I live here in Philadelphia, and I have a pretty good pulse on this team. I don't like what I'm seeing at all from them. Obviously, dropping back-to-back games in bad fashion against the Red Sox. Not really what I wanted to see. And now they go on the road against an Orioles team that just lost. And the Orioles, they typically don't lose back-to-back home games. They've only lost back-to-back home games twice so far this season. They are a pretty good team at bouncing back. They normally, prove that a loss at home is an anomaly and normally isn't followed up by another loss. Yesterday, do I even need to tell you? They went 1 for 9 with runners in scoring position. Damn it, Orioles, all we needed is one more run, and you couldn't get it for us. Tough. But you just know they'll come out today with the bat scorching because I'm not on the over, right? Hopefully that is the case. I really do like the Orioles a lot today on the money line. But who's starting for them today? It's Kyle Bradish. Go pitch well, Kyle Bradish, 2.62 ERA and a 1.11 whip for Kyle Bradish. Bradish has only one start where he allowed more than 2 earned runs. I really like what I'm seeing from Bradish this year. I tried fading him in his last start, and I was just sorely mistaken. I was like, damn, this guy might actually be pretty dialed in right now. He's also only allowing a 172 batting average to lefties. And why is that important? Because nowadays, their best hitters, the Phillies' best hitters, all hit from the left side of the plate. Schwarber, Harper, Stott, all left-handed bats in there. Obviously, getting those guys out will be crucial to Bradish's success. I think he does get those guys out. And he's also only allowing a 235 batting average with runners in scoring position. Even if he does run into some trouble, a few jams in these innings, can he get out of them? So far, so good for Kyle Bradish. And on the other side, it's Ranger Suarez starting for the Phillies, 1.81 ERA, 0.85 whip for Ranger Suarez. Obviously, Ranger Suarez still rocking that sub-2 ERA. Impressive. I mean, his win-loss record, when he's on the mound, the Phillies find ways to win. But here's the big but. Suarez coming off an 8-hit allowed performance where he gave up 2 earned runs to the Mets. I haven't liked what I've seen so far from Ranger Suarez. And this is also Rangers' first game this season without JT Realmuto catching. This is very important. This is what I mentioned most recently with the effect JT Realmuto has had on Christopher Sanchez 2 games prior, and even on Aaron Nola the past 2 games. They're not in rhythm because they're used to JT Realmuto catching them. And I'm telling you, the pitcher-catcher relationship is not talked about enough when handicapping. These pitchers aren't in their same groove. They don't have the same chemistry with these backup catchers. If you just look at Ranger Suarez's splits last year with Stubbs catching versus Realmuto catching, he performed a lot worse when it wasn't JT catching. Last year in 7 games with Stubbs, he had a 4.58 ERA and a 300 batting average allowed. Obviously, these catchers call different games. I still think Ranger Suarez is going to come out and struggle today, especially against an Orioles lineup that is hungry from yesterday. I mean, they left a million guys on base and in scoring position. They could have easily had that game against the Braves if they just would have hit a little bit better. And I still, if we're looking at Ranger Suarez too, he's also allowing a 333 batting average on first pitch. Why do I mention that? Because this Baltimore Orioles team is very aggressive at the plate. There's a lot of guys in this Orioles lineup that are first pitch swinging guys. I mean, sometimes it's to their detriment. Sometimes these pitchers can come out and use that aggressiveness of the Orioles hitters against them. Yesterday, you kind of saw Reynaldo Lopez doing that. But today, Ranger Suarez is not a pitcher that, I'm really scared of. I think they can be aggressive against Ranger Suarez and pile up the hits on him, chase him sort of early in this game. And then we go to the bullpens, right? Baltimore, 4th in bullpen ERA. Philly, 10th in bullpen ERA. Honestly, give me the Orioles bullpen. I am a Phillies fan, so I kind of know this Phillies bullpen inside and out. I don't like what I'm seeing from them. Phillies bullpen, it was exposed in Boston. Some of these starting pitchers would come out, and the bullpen wasn't holding it down. I still like Baltimore's bullpen a lot more. Here they are pitching at home. Just please don't give me Craig Kimbrell. That's all I just ask that, please. Like, don't make it a 1-run game with Craig Kimbrell coming in. But I love the Orioles today. I love them as my 2-unit play of the day. I think this one's a really solid bet to make. That's why I'm willing to risk just one more unit on it than the other picks. But let's go on to the 3rd and final pick. It's a player prop. And this one I really like as well. Just a little bit less, though. I'm taking Brian Bayo of the Red Sox over 15.5 outs. Minus 105 odds on DraftKings is your best value. Now, I like Bayo to give the Red Sox some length in this game. Yankees aren't as patient on the road as they used to be. You'll understand when I'm diving into the stats here. But in a divisional rivalry on the road, I could see the Yankees bats trying to be way too aggressive against Brian Bayo. We have to look at the human aspect of it. Obviously, there's so many of these very aggressive hitters in this Yankees lineup. They're just like, I want to hit right over the green monster. And I think we look at Bayo. He can use that aggressiveness against them. 6 out of the last 8 starting pitchers at home have went over this outs number. The 2 starting pitchers to not go over was Blake Snell when he got injured. And then it was that Altavia guy who started for the Royals. Don't even know who that is. He barely started in that game. And then he turned it over to Lynch, who went 6 1/3 innings pitched. So, I mean, really, you could look at that one and say Lynch was pretty much the starter, and he went deep into that game. So the hit rate is there for starting pitchers at home against the Yankees. And I think Brian Bayo is actually in a pretty solid start. At that 15.5 number, That's all this number is get me into the 6th inning. And I think Brayan Bello can do that for us. 4.78 ERA and a 1.35 whip for Brayan Bello. Bello's over this line in 2 out of his last 4 games. Now, obviously that hit rate isn't that high, but the encouraging start was mixed in there where he allowed 8 hits to Detroit. He simply didn't have it in that game, but he still went 6 1/3 innings pitched, which is very important because even if Bello is giving up, several hits, he's still able to sort of get some length out of that start. I think Brayan Bello is in a really solid position to perform here. In 72 plate appearances, Bello has a 254 batting average against the Yankees with an expected batting average of 231. So the expected numbers are on Bello's side. I think he comes out and pitches a pretty solid showing. Bello has a 3.68 ERA at home compared to a 5.45 ERA on the road. Obviously pitching a little bit better at Fenway, which is what you want to see here in this big time showdown. I mean, lights are the brightest against the Bronx Bombers. How are you going to perform Brayan Bello? Pretty well, I think. Opponents are only hitting 198 against Bello in a 2-strike count. The very, very important thing for Brayan Bello in this game, get them to 2 strikes. Do not fall behind these Yankees hitters. I mean, the last thing you want is like a 3-1 count. You're throwing Judge something he can hit. You're throwing Soto something he can hit. That's not the recipe for success at all. I think Brayan Bello does come out and have a solid showing. We've seen him sort of be a pitch to contact guy, and that works. I mean, he'll give up his fair share of hits, but he can make it deep into these games. And if you look at how he is first, second, and third time through the batting order against Bello, here's the opponent's batting average. 264. Okay, that's a little bit on the higher side, not catastrophic. 232 second time through the order. So he's getting second time through the order pretty well. 256 third time through the order. I think all those are very acceptable batting averages. None of them are like, 300 or worse, which would make me sit here and wonder, is he going to really struggle, third time through the order? Brayan Bello, pretty solid starter in this one. And in game 1 of a big divisional series, I look at this Red Sox team and I'm wondering, are they really anxious to dip into their bullpen, right after 5 innings? I don't really think so. If Bello's coming out and pitching okay, decently, he could still give up 2 or 3 earned runs, but make it, into that 16 outs line. That's not all that uncommon to see for starting pitchers. I really like Brayan Bello's over and outs. I think this is a great play to make. It's not incredibly juiced. I love that for a player prop. And that's our third pick of the day. Let's do a quick little mini recap of our picks. We got the parlay of the day posted later sometime this morning. You'll see it when it is live. Then we got the Orioles on the money line, 2 units on that one. It is my favorite bet of the day. And then we also are rolling with Brayan Bello's over and outs. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let's finish this week strong and make some money going into the weekend. As always, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace out.